The Archos Smart Home is set to make the connected home possible for you, me, your neighbour and even your grandparents. The Smart Home Kit is a package of different components that connect together using Bluetooth Smart to form a network of objects that you can remotely manage so that you can live a more secure, connected and informed life. Archos will be bringing more objects to market over the coming months that allow you to expand this basic kit and make it more powerful and bespoke to your needs. The hub around which the smart home connects, the Smart Home Tablet, is a fully fledged Android tablet that can be used for other things such as media playback, creating a document, playing a game or browsing the internet. The realistic nature is that the tablet is likely to sit in a central location within the home and act as a management hub for the components. Ideal locations include a hallway, lounge or kitchen. The design of the tablet is clever yet frustrating. It looks on the face of it more like a digital photo frame with a bloated back to it, which allows it to stand nicely on a desktop, but not so comfortably in the hand as a traditional tablet. The specifications of the tablet are comparable to a basic Android tablet. Headline features include 7-inch touchscreen, 5-megapixel front-facing camera, 4GB internal memory, microSD memory card slot and USB hosting. With only a dual-core processor and 512MB of RAM, the Archos struggles to match the specs of many of the more commonly adopted tablets and smartphones we are using. Performance of the tablet was okay, however there is evidence of lag, but the biggest disappointment is the screen. The viewing angles are really poor and it's quite resistive and not silky smooth like most tablets or phones. The comfort in hand is questionable and the proprietary mains power connection is a bit of a letdown in today's age of micro USB power connectors. It gains a few extra points for USB on-the-go support, the microSD memory card slot and the front-facing 5-megapixel camera. If you do not own a tablet or really have a need for one, the smart tablet may be a nice to have and will bring some advantages. If, however, you and the other members of your family are quite lucky to own some of the more sought-after mobile technology products, then the tablet itself will likely be sidelined. But do not sideline it so quickly, because it serves a purpose. For the network of components to be always on and working, they need a hub. That hub is the Smart Home Tablet. Now you could replace this with another tablet or smartphone even, but this needs to remain in the home to keep the network operational. Take the tablet out of range of the components, then the network will fall apart until it's returned. A place the tablet has, but it's not the best, but don't let this put you off because the components and app are vastly different, and this is really where the magic begins to happen and things get smart. About the size of a ping pong or golf ball, this mini camera is powered by 3 CR2450 lithium batteries. This magnetic mounting and ball design gives the option to mount in almost any position and point the lens in almost any direction. The plate has a strong magnet on it, which is strong enough to hold the minicam and secure itself to other metal surfaces. If you intend to attach to a wall or other surface, then there is some very strong double-sided tape on the base. A simple rubber button adorns the top of the camera and is only used in simple pairing process with the tablet. There is a small red LED notification light that illuminates to the left side of the camera lens during the pairing process too. With a resolution of 640 by 480 or VGA as you may know it, the images are not going to win awards. That said, you can certainly make out quite a bit of detail in the images captured. Considerations do need to be taken for the light and positioning, as darker environments will lead to poorer image results. A nice to have would have been the camera to pick up sound as well. It can also capture and stream back to the tablet 10-second video clips, so if you're checking that the kids have arrived home from school, you should be able to see them and confirm the door was closed behind them. The camera is suitable for indoor and outdoor use and weighs in at 50 grams in total, whilst having a range of approximately 20 meters indoors. Not much bigger than a £2 coin, albeit squared, the weather tag can be used indoors and out. Whilst weather resistant like the Movement and Minicam, they're not designed to be constantly exposed to water sources, so having it attached to a wall outside when it rains is fine. However, leave any of the objects sat in a pool of water or under a constantly dripping tap and the weatherproofing is less likely to hold out all that long. A soft rubber frame easily pulls on and off to separate the front and back of the weather tag. Pull it apart to reveal the internal CR2430 lithium battery, which should last about a year. The back of the weather tag has a double-sided sticky tape to hold it in place when mounted on a surface. The weather tag monitors both temperature and humidity, therefore it has various uses. On the top of the tag is a little button that is used during the initial pairing process and a red LED notification light on the upper half of the front panel. Whilst it's hard to say for sure due to variable conditions, it appeared to be fairly accurate and generally no more than about 2 degrees out from what other thermometers would be indicating. The use of the weather tag may be quite good for those who have a greenhouse or potting shed, or for anyone who likes to dress according to the temperature. Set the system up correctly and you can have your morning alarm go off a little earlier if the temperature drops, giving you time to prepare yourself and possibly your vehicle. At the size it is, it's really quite discreet and looks less out of place than a traditional thermometer. The tag is 16 grams in weight and measures 36 by 36 by 15 millimeters. One of the more useful components for many, the movement tag will likely be the trigger for the majority of programs set on the Smart Home app. The same size as the weather tag, the movement tag does too have a second smaller part to it that helps it perform its primary function. Attach the movement tag to a door, drawer, window and the other smaller passive part to the frame, and when the direct connection between the two breaks, the movement sensor is triggered. The movement sensor also has an accelerometer built in, so it can also detect motion without the passive part of the tag. For example, put it in something, maybe a jewellery box, and if the object is moved, the movement will trigger the accelerometer and a notification within the app. The hardware forms just one part of the smart home solution, and the other is the software. The software comes pre-installed on the Smart Home tablet, but can be downloaded to Android devices with 4.2 or later and iOS devices with version 6 or later. The ability to download the app to different devices and platforms makes this a versatile solution and one that any member of the family can use and interact with. Just like the components, the app has been incredibly well thought out. The Smart Home Kit is designed to be used by anyone, although the more technically aware are likely to adopt it first. The app makes it easy for novices or experts without being overly simple or complicated. Clear menus and nice colour schemes make it simple to understand. It works in portrait and landscape modes on the devices. There are 6 key sections to the app. Rooms shows the component status with widgets that allow you to click through to each component and see the activity. Create different rooms based on your configuration. View the widgets that show the component status and then organise them by room or even move them around to a view or layout that better suits your needs. Programs, the menu through which to create and configure programs which are based on an action, trigger and schedule. You can edit, duplicate and delete them too. Accessories. Here you can get more details on the components. Defaulting to a full list, you can organise them by component type and room. You can add more accessories and get more specific information on each, such as battery status and whether they are on or offline. History. A list of activity within the smart home system, time-stamped with the names of activated components and programs. It can be further filtered to delve deeper into the activity. Connection. Here you can name your tablet and manage approved devices. If you want the Smart Home app on your smartphone, you need to authorise the smartphone here with a passcode. You can revoke the authorisation here too. General. The last menu, this contains general settings information and information about the software versions and more. The main part, if you like the app, is the room screen, in which you can see an overview of all the activity to delve deeper if you need to. Where the whole smart home solution comes into its own is in its programs. Programs are based on 3 core principles: a trigger, an action and a schedule. In the simplest scenario, the motion tag is activated, which then triggers the minicam into the act of taking a picture or video. The schedule can be every day or between specific times. At the time of reviewing, the things that can be used as a trigger are date and time, sunrise and sunset, the disconnection or connection of a component, humidity, temperature and movement of a tag. When the likes of the smart cam or motion ball become available, this will of course alter. With one or more of the above selected, you can then choose one of the following options: notification, send an email, run a task using Tasker, enable or disable another program, capture picture or video from the minicam. When the smart plug and siren become available, the scope will increase further. There is then the schedule, which can be every day or on select days. Based on that, the program can be scheduled as always, at a specific time or between specific times. With these 3 then set, the program can be named and saved. A program can be edited at any point. A program can be based on another program if you desire. There are countless programs, options, and in many respects the limit is your imagination. For the more advanced user, Tasker integration likely comes as a real benefit. So all told, there are some key advantages to the Archos Smart Home. They are cost effective, small and discreet, there are no wires, It's an all-in-one solution, suitable for indoor and outdoor use. There is scope to the system. And the disadvantages are, the kit contents is limited, the included tablet will not be for everyone, inclusion of 2 weather tags, not everyone will need 2, the Bluetooth range is only 20 meters indoors, the quality is generally good, but you can see where cost savings are made. There are countless scenarios in which the smart home can be used. Your own home, a holiday let, the home of a vulnerable relative. These are of course just a couple of ideas, you may have others. Aside from what is included in the box, you will be able to buy all of the following separately in time, all of which are expected to be about £20 to £30. Movement tag, weather tag, mini cam, motion ball, weather sensor, smart cam, smart plug and smart tracker. However you look at it, the scope and potential for the smart home is great. Whether you want or need it yet, in time it will be something that the vast majority of us embrace in some way, shape or form. The Archos Smart Home has not been designed to replace long-standing security solutions such as an alarm, but it's a great example of a backup or peace of mind solution. Whilst motion tags, weather sensors and even cameras can be purchased separately, they often act independently unless you have a bit of technical knowledge, and many of the advanced features they bring are rarely used by the majority. They may do some things better too, but you pay the price. These products may be powered by batteries that need replacing every so often, the cameras may capture only low resolution images, and the kit may not include quite what you need. However, there's no denying that the basics are there and that Archos are putting a lot of effort into developing the system. The peace of mind such a system brings can be considered priceless, but there is a price, and that is £200 for the kit. The possibilities are really quite great, and the mind boggles at some of the innovative setups that may come as a result. So if you want to know your home is being monitored, that your loved ones are safe, and be awake early enough to de-ice the car, the Archos Smart Home should be something you invest in.